Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome to the daily 1 hour Black and Orange live stream. I am your host, Autumn, I suppose, and my co-host is, again, has had enough of this energy. Boo Boo Zen Kitty is not currently here. Hopefully he will come by later. He kind of saw me setting up and was like, oh, more of that energy. I'm out of here. So anyway, hello everybody. I am here. Okay, normally most days what I do is I spend the first 10 or 15 minutes gathering your questions, and then I spend the rest of the hour answering your political tarot questions. Okay. All right, we're back. We were less than a minute in and it disconnected me, but I've reconnected, so hopefully. Okay, and I have 17 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. So there's always thumbs down. Not quite sure why, but anyway. So, yeah. Today I want astrology. Is hopefully this will help some people, which is basically the one thing in your chart that can help show you the direction you're here to go in life, the kind of your work order in this life. Some people say, oh, it's lessons you're supposed to learn. I don't see it that way. I really don't. It's just a work order. It's just a, okay, there's your work order, and it says, work in this area and work these issues, and that's what you're here in this life to work on while you're there. Other than that, have a good life, good luck, Godspeed. So you'll have guides helping you who will really be trying hard, but it's really dense and really dense down there. It won't be easy, but you can get through it, and you won't be alone. Ever. Yeah, so anyway. So we'll go over that in just a little bit while. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, it's turning into one of those days, I guess. Well, Mercury is slowing down. All right, so if I don't cover your question, it's never anything personal, I promise. And 10% of all income that comes into the channel from any source goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. And I make those donations quarterly. So next month. Okay. Oh, wow, Elizabeth. I am a November 6th birthday too. Love watching your readings. Thank you, Elizabeth. Well, hello, fellow November 6th. I know it's silly, it's just one particular day out of the year, but I don't know, I just like it. Always have. And it's me and Sally Field, you, Elizabeth here, Sally Field, John Philip Sousa, Ethan Hawke. Yeah, there are a number of us. So, okie dokie. Well, anyway, let me scroll up here and see if you guys have any questions you want me to cover before we go on to some other stuff today. Anything in all caps. If you have any questions for me, do put them in all caps. Although I have to say, Cat Shepherd, good morrow, friends, always gets my attention with the black and orange hearts. There's a kitty with heart eyes, and there's a chocolate bar. So you didn't put anything in all caps, but boy, you got my attention. All right, Maria's asking, hello, sweet Autumn and Mods. We have the best moderators. We really do. I mean, there's Linda and Jean right there. And there's Keisha, there's Kathy W., there's Noelle, we have more. And they're just the best moderators. Thank you. Okay, Maria, I would like to know, is Stacey Abrams closer to being vice president? Okay, I did not read on her, but I meant to. So, okay, let me cover that. Okay, so we're starting with today's political tarot. And then later will be today's astrology. But we're starting with tarot. And let me know if you're having any sound problems. There's some YouTube things I can't do anything about, but I do have this window cracked open because it's such a lovely, cool day here. And the air is nice, but if the wind starts messing with things, let me know. Time stamping in progress. Comment. Okay, and then it was Stacey Abrams. Copy. All right. I purposefully, oh bless the person in that ambulance. I purposefully did not, the astrology today, I'm making it as simple as possible, just so you know. It's like the whole time I was looking around for information, the best information. It was like, stay out of the weeds, stay out of the weeds, stay out of the weeds. So, see, they're saying stay out of the weeds. No, they're helping somebody. Okay. Astrology question, Trump October looks very bad. I don't know. I haven't looked. But I might be able to pull that up and have a look at it. Do I hear a kitty? I might hear a kitty. I might hear a kitty. Yes. Yes, hello, sweetness. How are you? How are you, good boy? There is the boo-boos and kitty. There's the good boy. Okay. Do. Hello, Noel. Oh, Elizabeth. Okay, November 6th. And then Dotted, good kitty. All right, and that's all that we've got so far. Okay, so let me just get out the old deck of cards here. Oy. You are such a good boy. Yes, you are. Here, give you a little more space there. There you go. I'll get this out of your way. Oops, there we go. There you go. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're gonna crack your head. Sorry, guys. He like twisted himself up there so he could get his head out the window. Big old nut. Okay, Nancy, will the waiver for the Tulsa rally backfire on Trump? Will it hold up legally? Oh, I got that people will sign it. I haven't actually asked if it will hold up legally. I can add that. It's been a quiet weekend. I haven't had as many people watching, and maybe it's just, I think it's because the weather has been so nice, and we're kind of in a lull between, I hate sirens, I agree, Renee. We're kind of in a lull between crises. I hate to say it, but it's 2020. I mean, really. Elizabeth is saying, I'm an empath too, not like you though. Elizabeth, I don't do anything special. I really don't. Everything I can do, you can do too. And you could probably do it better, honestly. I just have more practice. That's it. But we all have this. Our souls are all sparks of the divine, all pieces of the divine, and there's nothing. It's not like I'm better at. No, not really. So just so you know, never sell yourself short. Okay, let me go down. I thought I saw another question or two. Oh, Jean's asking, new book on Melania. Will it show how she is just like her hubby? Okay, we'll ask about that new book since it's a relatively slow day. I've read excerpts out of it, and she's awful. And apparently she has more sway with her husband than people think. But the reality is that I'm sorry, she's Eva Braun. I don't care. She might be more, she's Eva Braun with just a dash of Lady Macbeth. And she's nasty. Okay, am I good boy? You are the good boy. Yes, you are. And he's gone for now. He'll be back. Okay. What is going? Can we know what's up with George Soros? What is he up to? What's going on with George Soros? Is he in the news and I'm just unaware of it? Okay, is that it? Is that it? Mnuchin? Tucker Carlson? Oh, God. I can't remember the last time I read on Tucker Carlson. All right, let me add these in. Okay, I'm going to grab these two questions and then I'm just going to start reading because, like I said, I do want to have some time to go over the astrology because I know some people have been looking forward to it. Hopefully I will be able to help. Mnuchin. Refusing to provide details on the bailout money. Will he get away with this? Not if I had anything to say about it, but I don't. So, other than contacting my representatives, which I do. Okay, we are. Well, let's see. After a shuffle, probably 13 minutes in. Stacey Abrams. Possibility of Stacey Abrams being. Oh, the right are saying Seattle autonomous zoners are paid by George Soros. Oh, bleh. Okay, let me just get through these questions and then I will. I looked on I looked on Will Trump Invade Seattle? I looked at that the other day, just so you know. It's in the time stamping a few days ago. And what I remember, I think the answer was no. It's why put an end to it? He's if he tries to do it, that could cause problems. There could be complications. There could be violence. There could be bad optics. But if the longer it just sits there, the more hours of Fox News it fills. Because I had the great misfortune to have to listen to some Fox News the other night for a while, and especially Tucker Carlson. It's all they were talking about. It's all they were. You would think nothing else was going on anywhere. And of course, their savior, the president, will save us all from the anarchists. Okay. Stacey Abrams. It's going to be more like 15 when I finally get to this, so I have to keep on top of the time stamping, or it's so hard to do later. It takes a ton of time to do later, as opposed to just taking a little while. Okay, Stacey Abrams. I'm going to use a term here which I do not remotely, I realize in the past it may have been used sometimes as something sexist, but I absolutely do not mean it that way. I mean it as a compliment, which is the first thing I'm getting is she is a tough cookie. And I know that has been used in a negative way in the past, but I mean it in the sense of she's not vicious. She's not mean. She's really sweet and really her heart is in the right place and she's strong. So thank you, Jean. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah. So I do not mean that in a negative way at all. Stacey Abrams, are you going to be our next Vice President of the United States? Are you going to be chosen to be Vice President of the United States? Renee's saying if someone calls me a tough cookie, I take it as a compliment. Well, that is how it is intended. Let me say that. That is exactly how I intend it as a compliment. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here, Kate. Okay, let me close my eyes for a second. Stacey Abrams. Oh, I might have to close this window a little bit. Yeah, a little too windy. Stacey Abrams, Stacey Abrams. You gonna be VP? Oh, she's doing God's work. She is doing exactly what she's here to do. And she is doing it very, very well. Are you going to be the next VP? Oh, two there. Are you going to be the next VP? Chosen to be the next VP of the United States. Oh my gosh. Happy Obama Day, Trump. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for that. All right. Oh, Cat's not here, so we'll turn the bright light on. It's the moon. Oh, she is with the people. She is with the people who are suffering, who are disenfranchised, who are being treated in negative ways that they don't deserve. She is able to wade right into the middle of it. Bless her. All right, good. It starts with 2. The Pentacles and the King of Cups. This is bringing some much needed strength and diversity to the Democratic Party. That's what I get from that. She does. Just her existence. And she's so good at what she does. 9 of Cups. Just takes care of things working her way through. It's also a wish card. Just good. Center of the reading. 4 of Cups. Hanged Man. Judgment. I don't like that Hanged Man right in there. I don't, the center of it, 4 of Cups, is like a potential, but ultimately I've got a Hanged Man and a Judgment, and they're major arcana. And major arcana is like this, it's like a lot of the themes that are in the minor arcana, but it like in all capital letters and bigger forces and sometimes fate or that's not great. That's suspending and after judgment, and yeah. That's what I'm getting. Like she's a serious contender, but that doesn't sound good. Let me see if I can get any quick clarification and move those papers before they go flying everywhere. Let me see here. Justice, bringing balance back. She is, boy, she's in a fight down there. 3 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, Chariot. She's definitely going to have a major part to play in moving the Trump dynasty out, helping Democrats move the Trump dynasty gone. And she is fighting the fight of her life down there. Just, she's amazing. Her energy's amazing. And she's another one of those people like Pelosi where I'm like, oh, thank goodness she's on our side. She's, Lourdes is saying she's extremely smart and driven, wants to serve, just needs more time. I'll believe it. So I'm not seeing her for VP, but boy, she's doing great work, and she is a blessing in this world. So in this world. So she is respected. Yep. I think the legal Jane is saying I feel Stacey is the legal governor of Georgia, which is one of the most corrupt states in the USA. I'm with you on that one, actually. I really am. Okie dokie. We're at 22. Will the waiver for the Tulsa rally, will it hold up in court when people get sick? Because I've done the reading on this, and guess what? Putting a bunch of people in close close proximity and doing your best to convince them, or taking advantage of their trust in you and saying that they don't need to wear masks, they're fine, or they can just take this horrendous medicine, and as long as you give it to them early. I actually had to tell my mother that no. She's just like, well, if I catch it, if you take the hydro stuff, I know what it is, I just don't want to say it on YouTube. If you take it early enough, that'll save. I'm like, no, it won't. No, it won't. Anyway. Something about I see the same random recommended videos are showing up on Autumn's YouTube account. Oh, really? Maybe I need to work on my keywords? Or, I don't know. Interesting. All right. Made it to... It's only 24 now. Okay. Oh, right. Let me close my eyes, see if I can get hold of this energy. Wow, I just had this wave of feeling sick pass over me. The health waiver going to stand up in court. I can smell the insides of hospitals. I can smell the inside of municipal kinds of buildings. Three of Pentacles. It's still a contract. Devil, world. So that's the illness as it has spread around the world. Three of Cups, Star, Page of Swords. Trump doesn't care. He's the star, and this is how he sees himself. How he's seen himself since he was in that military academy. But this is people sharing from the same communal cup, as it were. Well, okay, we know Trump doesn't care. But will the waiver hold up in court? And so far, the only information there was the Contracts are contracts are contracts. Yes, there can be small changes, but in general, will that waiver hold up in court? Queen of Swords and some angry mothers. Whoops, Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant, Page of Pentacles, Emperor. Yes, it will hold up because center of it is the institution. Hello, sweetheart. Are you back? Are you back, good boy? The center of it is the institution of courts and law, and that's what the Hierophant is. It's an established institution. This has to do with how expensive, thank you, Fonda. This is how expensive being a part of the communal cup, the serious communal cup, can get. Unfortunately, people who get sick, they can't afford the great big expensive lawyers, but guess who can? Because of his position, and because he's probably using campaign money or something, can afford really expensive lawyers, and lots of them, whereas these people can't. I've said this since the first time I read on this, and the energy is crystal clear. Stay home. Don't go. Don't do this. Very clear. Blowing up on Twitter, Trump difficulty walking down the ramp, unable to hold a glass of water, his arm jerked out of control, Memorial Day ceremony. Yep. Yep. I've been reading on that off and on. It is an ongoing problem. And what I get is that, yeah, he is physically deteriorating, and before anybody's like, oh, you know, like, you might think about your grandfather or something, like, oh, the poor guy, or, you know, poor thing. No, he's in the state he's in because a lot of what a lot of what is happening to him is because of choices he has made. It's he is the picture of Dorian Gray without the picture. He doesn't have a picture for for everything to come back and home to roost. He's led a particularly debauched life. Hello, sweetie. And it is coming back to haunt him. Actually, this is wiped down a little bit. Okay. All right, where was I? Almost at 30. Oh, the new book on Melania. Ugh. Ava Braun. Ava Braun Macbeth. I think people are going to see more clearly who she really is, and that she's not the innocent victim she's been portrayed as. All right, the book. I hope the author makes lots of money. Two of Cups. Yeah, about her partnership. But you'll notice this isn't the lovers. This is partnership. This can very easily be like a business partnership. Five of Swords, Star, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Tower. Yeah. She to be with Trump, to get out of the life she was in. Okay. All right, the camera's okay. My page collapsed for some reason. Very strange. Okay, the situation she was in, insult to injury, she was in a pretty bad place as far as what she was doing to make money to get by, and how difficult it was, and she was being taken advantage of, and to get that, it was a way out, and she just had to act. But it will be communicated, because this is the card of communication. It will be communicated, her role, when the political end for Trump comes. And she's headed for that too, because she has not disavowed him. She has not explained why she wore a jacket that said, "I don't care, do you?" She doesn't leave him. She doesn't come out and say, what's happening at the border is wrong. This is coming for her too. Now, what that book did say is that the reason it took her so long to come to the White House, it was to let Barron finish out the school year where he was, but it's also because she knew she was in a position of power, and so she wanted to renegotiate the pre- and post-nuptial agreement, basically. That she knew that if she left Trump right then, he would have been in a real political mess, especially with all the women accusing him, and the Access Hollywood tape, and the affair stuff, and I mean, just on and on. Cappy's mom, no, I don't think they will be, because she's still a citizen. But even if her visa was laughable. So she wanted more. She said she was negotiating for Barron, that she wanted him to get more of the company, more of the company, more financial gain, especially if Ivanka took over. And she's also made sure that he currently has dual citizenship, so he could easily work for the Trump company in Europe. She is, last time I saw her chart, from what I remember, it was just heavily earth signs. She does calm him down. 8 of Wands, 10 of Swords, Knight of Swords. That's investigation, that's Trump's political downfall, that's the 47,000 court cases and hearings and what have you that are coming. Yeah, she's going to get sucked down that drain with him. Oh well. Does she understand there may not be money left? Well, let's ask. How much, is there going to be much of an inheritance for Barron? This was a big mistake, lady. I can feel it. I can feel this was a big, everything about this was a big mistake. Yes, it was your ticket to get out of the situation you were in, but you should have walked away while you could. But she wants a bigger payday. It's the problem that all of the signs have positive and negative. All of them. I'm a sun Scorpio. Trust me, everybody thinks of the negative stuff about Scorpio before the positive. But when earth signs go bad, they become materialistic. Because the whole thing about earth signs, it's creating things in the physical. And they become so materialistic, the money becomes more important than anything. I do believe she loves her son. But her idea of love and maybe my idea of love are not necessarily the same thing. Is there going to be any money for Barron to inherit? Well, let's see what the cards say, because the energy I'm getting is just a big old no. This was a bad idea. This was a bad idea. Take the money, get out now, or that's what it feels like, justice. They're going to take Trump's assets. All over the world. It feels very, very strong. They're going to take his assets all over the world. Star. 6 of Cups. Chariot. It's going to happen quickly. Page of Wands. 5 of Wands. It's going to get caught. A lot of it's going to get caught up in court for a long time. But the card for the reading is justice, and it's, hello, sweetheart. How are you, good boy? How are you, precious one? How are you doing? How are you doing? But it's justice. She's hoping for Barron to get more money, but things move quickly, and things end up. This feels like it goes kind of here, and she's just one, and not even the major part of all of the justice is going to come down on the Trump family, Trump company, Trump. So it gets caught up in court. This is not going to end well. I need more information from the cards because the energy is not wavering. Like I'm just sitting here just shaking my head. Just shaking my head. So Barron's inheritance specifically, I don't want to read on a kid. Barron's inheritance. Legal stuff. Caught up in legal stuff. Knight of Pentacles. He'll have lots of lawyers. His mother will get lots of lawyers for him. Hierophant. Good luck. It's what is that? Charles Dickens. Is it Bleak House? Is that the one where it's people caught up in the courts for inheritances for just decades? So will an adult Barron and the other children, adult children, when they are adults, I know they all are except for him, but when they're adults, are they going to have to get real jobs? Bleak House, yes. Thank you, Viola. Oh, look at that. Money. Start of something new. 10 of Swords, Ace of Swords, Sun. Trump's political downfall. Ace of Swords is one of these swords because it's the truth. Out in the, cold sunshine, as it were. Strength. 5 of Pentacles. They're going to have to go out in the world and discover their own inner strength and see how the rest of the people live. And they are going to have, becomes not worth it financially. That's what I'm getting for that. Okay. All right. 41 and a bit. Whoops, inherit. All right, so I looked on that. I definitely want to make sure I get, let's do 40, yeah, 42. Let's do Tucker Carlson. I want to make sure I get to that. All right, because we are going to go over some astrology stuff. Oh, Tucker. I remember him when he was starting out, and he was just the fresh-faced, bow-tie-wearing wannabe Nazi back then. And he wasn't he on like CNN or something like that, and then he got that job over at Fox News, and it seemed like, yeah, well, that'd be a better fit because they were always more right-wing. And am I remembering this correctly? Please correct me if I'm wrong. He's a registered Democrat. Yeah, so he can maybe sabotage the Democratic primaries. He was on MSNBC. Oh, was it? Was it MSNBC? Fair enough. Okay. He was on MSNBC first. It was horrible. Yeah, I know. I remember the horrible. Thank you for that. Thank you guys for helping me. I really appreciate it. Tucker Carlson, you stinky bag of wind. So what's going to happen to you? He's just going to keep being belligerent and awful. Okay, fair enough. But like, what's going to happen with your career? Tucker Carlson. He is perfectly convinced of his cruelty. Perfectly. I feel no doubt. Stinky bag of wind. Well, he is. I feel zero doubt in him. At least Hannity can read a room. Tucker Carlson can't read a room. Communicating. Yep. But you'll notice it's minor arcana. Heck, it's not even a court card. This is how Fox News... Hello, sweetie. This is Fox News, how they are registered as an entertainment company, not a news organization. How are you? I'm reading on just a rotten human being, yes. Yes, he's awful. Are we back? I think we're back. Okay, I got disconnected. YouTube kicked me out and I reconnected. Okay. All right. I hope you heard the thing about it's entertainment, not journalism. 10 of Cups. Actually, he's going to be happier with the rise of when there's democratic victory. He's going to be happier because there's a lot more to complain about when your party's not in power. And boom, Trump politically is going down. Boom. And there's Pelosi. He sees things very black and white. Very, very, very black and white. The Trump is going to be treated so unquestionably unfairly. Hello, sweetie. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? What's in my lap? You can do anything except try to drink my soda. That's all I ask. Yes, you are a good boy. Would you like on my lap? Come on. Oh, good kitty. Good kitty. Come on. Come on, good boy. There you go. There you go. You are precious. You are precious. You are precious. Good boy. Good boy. All right, sorry. Need to get some good energy in there. Trump will have been treated so unfairly, so unfairly, so unfairly. He's, and then the Democratic win is massive and the worst thing ever and the end of America and the blah, 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 blah. I think the cat's actually on the deck. Okay. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, you're on the deck, sweetheart. Let me just get these out. Okay. I can get them out a bit at a time. Jazzy Girl saying Tucker is a mouth-breathing knuckle dragger. Oh, come on. Don't mouth-breathing knuckle draggers like that. All right, it's the last two, and then I'll be out of your way. There you go. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Good boy. Okay. 48. All right, what else can I read on here? See if I can squeak in one more, and then I want to talk about the astrology thing to see if I can help you guys. Mnuchin. Mnuchin of Versailles. How can I pass up an opportunity to read on the one person that has a special place on my political bad list? Oh, Mnuchin of Versailles. I'm still seriously thinking about putting some of my artwork, making it available on like mugs and things. And that one of Mnuchin of Versailles with his wife sitting behind him. Yeah, I so want this man to learn some humility. He's had everything handed to him. His silver spoon had his silver spoon came with a butler. And he just, because of his father worked at the same company. And he has such a myopic view, and it has ended up hurting so many people. I just want him to understand. I don't want him to, I'm not saying I want him to suffer. I just want him to understand how awful he is because of his willful ignorance. But anyway, that's just Maya. Cynthia, that's another way to put it. His silver spoons are showing, yeah. Ugh. When he's low on electrolytes, he thinks he needs to reach for some caviar. So, Mnuchin, gonna get in trouble for, oh yeah, there's gonna be oversight. I'm gonna tell you guys all about it. And then, oh, sorry, not gonna happen. Kelsey, hello. You are precious. You, on the other hand, you are just the sweetness. Autumn, you have a better chance of getting orange juice out of an apple. I know, Jules. I know. Oh, there's going to be a lot of upset. Boo-boos and kitty. Temperance. 9 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. 9 of Wands. Knight of Wands. Well, he's going to remain a part of the, basically he lied. Oh, I'm going to tell you everything. Oh, you're not going to have to worry. It's going to be completely, Autumn, Wendy, and Wendy and I want you to do the merch, please. Thank you. You're not going to have to worry. I've got it covered. I'll tell you. Sure I will, liar. But his fortunes are tied to the sand that's disappearing from beneath Trump. And he's going to be part of the guard to protect Trump. And he does not understand. He does not understand the level of upset that all of this money could go out with no oversight whatsoever. Boo-boo Lotus Key. Yeah. So, okay, that tells me that he's going to stay part of Trump's inner guard, but is he going to personally get into trouble? I read it a long time ago, and basically what it said was that he is going to have some kind of legal problem, and it's not going to be like for years and years and years. Even if it's just a short-term thing, he goes home a little bit more humble. Just a little bit. And then he and his wife have a kid. It was like, oh, okay. Mnuchin. Legal. Yep, tied like that with Trump and Trump's fortunes. Heartbreak. Corruption. Truth. Coming out against the heartbreak and corruption. King of Pentacles. 6 of Swords. So, King of Pentacles, which is what he comes up as, is going to have to travel to hearings, travel to with these little swords of truth, trying to maybe even get away with them, but no, end up taking them. Also, there is a slight feeling of going up the river for just a brief time eventually, but that's weak. That's clear. Oh, it's coming to light. Oh, it's coming to light. Just wait. It may take a year or two for the thing to fully get through. There's so much to get through. There's so much. Seriously, there's so much for the next administration to do. It's crazy. But listen up, Mnuchin, Stevie. Listen up, Stevie. The truth is coming. And it couldn't happen to a bigger jerk. Okay. He's claiming privacy issues. Yeah, it's our money. Yeah, no kidding. G-Day, yes, absolutely. Privacy issues. Well, you know, the rich, they need their privacy. See if there's anything else. Anything else about this guy? Other than that he's just completely sanctimonious and full of himself? Oh, he thinks he knows what business is. He knows what business is. You don't know what business is. He knows what business is. People can, common people can live on $1,200 for 10 weeks, of course. That's what he was saying. 5 of Swords, insult to injury, 9 of Pentacles. Well, he has his money. What does he care about you? It's awful. It's awful. He's awful. Oh, man. All right. I want to leave that alone. Before I get rid of that, I need to get into better energy. So I'm going to say, is there a message for us 50, almost 58, and then we'll go through some simple astrology stuff. 58. Whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. Oops. Whoops. Message for us. 58. Okay. Conspiracy to defraud the United States. Yep. Message for us. Okay. You have guides. You may not feel it. You may not know their names. I actually don't know my guides' names. But they're there, and so are yours. You may not feel it, but you're being helped. Even if it's just a little bit of whatever positive energy they can get down to you when you're in an, when you're in an energy well. Your soul is going to be okay. That's what I'm hearing. Well, hearing, you know what I mean. That's what I'm getting. Message for us. All right. 2 cards for the reading. The Emperor and the King of Swords. That's Trump. That's the card I used to get for Mueller. Magician. 2 of Wands. Death card at the center. Knight of Pentacles. Strength. Okay. We are in a dark era. We are in a dark year. Just is. This is just the energy around. You can think of it this way. Don't think of like what's around you as air and solid material. Everything's energy. Everything. You are in the deep, deep ocean of energy. And good care, things where the current's at your back and it's pushing you in the direction you want to go, times when it's coming right at you and you're trying to move forward. I think of us in this life where it's like we're super deep sea. We're in those single person deep sea vehicles. And there's an energetic umbilical that goes up to the surface where our guides are and where and so there's this core, and we're down here, and we're with the other single person deep sea vehicles, and we're interacting. And that helps me keep a perspective on, our guides want to help us, and they will always help us. At the same time, sometimes if somebody's in trouble, it's a lot easier. Hello, sweetie. It's a lot easier let me move this for you. It's a lot easier, rather than having to get some kind of divine intervention from the surface. It's a lot easier for me to send a message to me to grab my glass of water and say, here, you need a glass of water, and for me to just give this to you. We all live in a yellow submarine to an extent, yeah. But this is why we need to help each other, because we're down here, and you need help sometimes, I need help sometimes, everybody needs help sometimes. So, and it's easier for us to help each other. But from the surface, from the high ups, they're doing everything they can to help and warn us and send us air and energy and food, about food, probably, yeah, whatever you want to call it, but they're sending us this positive energy all the time, and they will not let go. Hello, sweetie. They will not let go, and you cannot be separated. You can't. It's just, there's no way. The vehicle will disintegrate forever before the connection will be lost. So, all right. So I will, mine is teal, sure. It can be any color. It can be, of course, Capricorns will have, Louis Vuitton seats in theirs. But, no, good kitty. Good kitty. But no, we're integrated with these physical bodies, but we are in a symbiotic relationship with them. But our souls will not be lost. So anyway, all right. So I've got a kitty. He's kneading my lap, and he's got his top of his head against my arm. Let me see, can you hear him? What do you think? Do this, sweetheart. There. Can you guys hear him? I just wanted you to hear the purring. Oh, I didn't mean anything negative about kitty purring. Exactly. I did not mean anything negative about Capricorns. I think it's, that's every sign has their own quirks, their own personality. Very down to earth. Yeah, it's an earth sign. Not all Capricorns are that extreme. Just like not all Scorpios are, manipulative, whatever negative thing they say about us. But yeah, we do tend to be intense. Yes, very intense. All right, we should talk about North Nodes. Moderators are wonderful guides. Oh, and aren't they helping us? Seriously. I'm Capricorn too. Sadly, I'm too grounded. No. No. He's so happy. I need to talk about north nodes. Yes, I do. Precious. Okay, north nodes. All right. I'll move my drink over here. Grab the old clipboard of astrological power here. That's what I used to call it. One of the jobs I had, the manager, whoever was the acting manager, would walk around with a clipboard and a phone. And they had me holding it one time, and I handed it back when the manager came back. And it's a clipboard of power, phone of power. And it was so funny that they started calling it that. So, clipboard of astrological power here. Oh, I love that. My son is a Scorpio. Sometimes I wonder if I should have had a Libra. Oh, sweetie. J.M. Davis saying, maintaining your honor by doing things in support of others is more important than a single incarnation. Yeah, but you still have a work order in this life. They all have their challenges. Mine's a Gemini. Talk about challenges. Yeah. Okay. So, you're a sweetheart. All right. Your North Node. Now, if anybody has any good suggestions on how people can find out their North Node, like what's the easiest way to find out for people who are not steeped in this, I do know there are some websites, and I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. So I did not make a handout and all of this. Boom motoring, yes. You're precious. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to, okay, basically, your North Node has to do with the sun and the moon. It's a mathematical point. Okay, there's that there. Hang on, I'm just trying to make sure I've got the... And let me pull up a chart. They're opposite each other, North and South Node. And okay, yeah. I'm not going to explain. I'm trying so hard to stay out of the weeds, guys, so I can make this understandable. If you look at a chart, it looks it looks like a horseshoe. Actually, I don't have it on my sheet here, but I do have a whole bunch of people's charts up here. Yes. Yes, good kitty. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of charts up here. Yes. So I'm just going to pick one. Bum, bum, bum. All right, well, this is when I was talking about the US, so we'll just use this. Okay. This is a chart. You can ignore the writing because this is something I was talking about before. But when you get a chart in Western astrology, there will be this thing here. It looks like a, they say don't hang a horseshoe upside down or the luck will pour out. Well, that's what North Node looks like. And this one particular one has a little T. Oh, good boy. Let me show you. This one has a little T right in the middle of it. That's a true node. Sometimes if you just have a node, it's like an average because it kind of wobbles. The calculated point kind of wobbles. But I usually do a true node, which is, no, that's exactly where it was. It's not. How do you figure out your North and your South nodes? Okay. Basically, you're going to need your chart, and you can get one for free at a number of different websites. And it's good just to have in general, because then you can learn a lot about yourself and your strengths, and you know, maybe recognize some of the things that are like, oh, okay, so that's why that's happening. Maybe I can do a better job with whatever, because I can see, you know, this overloaded or that, what have you. All right, there you can create. Usually, probably the easiest is it's Cafe Astrology. Free reports and calculations. Yeah, okay, so let me write, I'll write cafe, like a place in Paris you'd buy coffee. Cafe Astrology.com. There is a site called Astro.com, although this is kind of that's where these charts I've been showing you are from Astro.com. Oops. Cafe Astrology has free reports and calculations, and you can just go in here and a free astrology report, free natal chart, and you just create a new chart. Just put in your basic information, submit, and you should have some idea what your chart is. Astro.com, same kind of thing. It offers a lot more stuff. If you create, because you can create a free account. Okay, and then under horoscopes, thing on the right called extended, there's natal chart, ascendant, or extended chart selection, that kind of thing. There is also a website that is astrotheme.com. Okay, yep, astrotheme, which is, I believe, actually a French site, although it's in English, or you can get it in either English or French. And they have a huge database of celebrities and events and famous people and just famous people in general. You can set up my account. You don't need a full account for Cafe Astrology. These two you do, but it's free. And you can get it. You can get your chart, and you can find out where your sun is and your moon is, and you know, the whole thing. And the last place I will mention is somewhere called astroseek.com. Yeah, free horoscopes, charts, birth chart calculator, free. There's a hyphen. So, astroseek.com. So those are some of the places. I'm sure you guys even have your, you know, you probably even have more suggestions, but those are good places to start, because you can get free charts in any of those places. And this, again, this is Western astrology. I don't do Vedic astrology, but I do Western. But so anyway, you have some options there. All right, and once you have, let me actually go in here, extended chart selection. Let's pull up a natal chart. And let's pull up Trumpy's chart. Donald Trump natal chart. You should do True Node, but I'll leave that alone. I do want Now, you don't have to pull this, you don't have to do this, but I'd like part of Fortune Vertex, Lilith, Chiron. Click to show chart. All right, and then I can just click on that and I can just print it. All right, and that will, oh no, we went color and we went full size. I'm sorry I'm just zipping through this so quickly, but I'm just trying to pull this up so I can show you guys. All right. All right, so let me go back over here. Is the north node at the top of the chart? Not always. What's the difference between true node north and south? The north and south are always going to be opposite each other, whether it's calculated as an average of the slight wobble, or if it's exactly where it was at that moment. There isn't a big difference between the two. But if it's a true node, then it'll be a true north and south. It'll still just be exactly opposite each other. Lilith and Chiron are asteroids, which is a whole different thing. It's I usually consider it more advanced astrology. Hang on, let me grab this chart. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, cutie. Good boy. And it isn't advanced astrology because, oh my gosh, it's so complicated. No, there are just a lot of them, and it's not as important as the planets. Thank you. You're so patient with us. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm able to help in some way. That's my goal here, because the paperwork I had here was, oh goodness, what did I do with it? Yeah, this just seems like me. I had the articles all set. Did I put them up here? I think so. Because I thought instead of me, creating, making this more complicated, I thought that I would simply show you guys just a very simple. There's actually a perfectly good article, believe it or not, on the magazine Cosmopolitan magazine, Cosmo. There's a very good article there that'll give you the basic things to start with. There it is. That's what I was looking for. And this, and Trump. Okay, so we can look at this. Okay, huge piles of paper. This, welcome to my life, seriously. This is, fighting piles of papers is just a daily occurrence for me. I'm always, all right. This article is at they are, sorry. All right, well, I'll have to look for it. But let me show you the basics, and then we'll go over some stuff. Oh, thank you, Dave. Where is her community tab exactly? My channel. If you go to my channel, it's along the top. It'll say videos, playlists, and one of them will be community if you're looking for my community. All right, let's pull up Trumpy here. I'm not going to go into how it's calculated. You can Google that pretty easily. But the upshot of a north So there's the, did I pull up the north node? Yeah, it's still the true one. Horseshoe. They both look like horseshoes. This is the north node and the south node. Sometimes they don't even, north node. I'll write that in. South node. The north node looks like this. South node looks like this. It's the exact thing, just flipped. I just accidentally drew a little extra bit there. But north node, south node. Quite often in charts, they will show you where the north node is. This happens to be sometimes it'll have a T in the middle. Like I mentioned, that means it's just the true. It's not adjusted. It's no big deal. Same thing, just has a T in it. It's seriously, even if it's not true, it doesn't move that much, so it's really not that big of a deal. Anyway, so they'll tell you where your north node is, and wherever that is, your south node is going to be exactly 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Okay, so Trump's north node, you see Uranus is at 1754, so his north node is at 20 degrees 48 minutes. All right, let me grab a highlighter here. Oh, let's make it pink, just because it's Trump. Okay. So Trumpy's north node, it's right there. Okay. 20 degrees, 48 minutes, and this is Gemini. This is Gemini, and it is in the 10th little wedge, the 10th house. And let me write this down for Gemini. Okay. 10th house. All right, so this north node is here. So the sign opposite of Gemini is Sagittarius. Okay, so his south node is going to be at 20 degrees 48 minutes of Sagittarius. His happens to be sitting right on his sun-moon opposition, but that's not usually the case. Let me see, 20. All right, actually, rather I'll just show you how I do this. All right, this is the north node. So the south all right, for a south node, each of the, okay, this line right here, this is going to be 0 Sagittarius, and this line here is basically 0 Taurus, or 29 degrees 59 minutes. Each of these is Siri, stop. Siri, stop. Siri, thank you. Sorry, it just keeps talking to me. Each sign is 30 degrees. Okay. All right. So so that's 5. So these slightly longer lines, these are 10 degrees, and the little ones between are 5. So we're looking for 20 degrees, 48 minutes. So almost 21. So 10, 20, almost 21. So it's right next to his moon there. So I'll just make a note there, and I will draw a south node in. Okay. Please excuse my little wavery south node. Okay, they're always opposite each other. This is here. All right. Now, your north node, it isn't a planet. It isn't like, oh, Venus or Pluto or Mars. It's a mathematical calculation. And what it says is, it tells you, it's a mathematical point. It has to do with where the sun, the earth, which is in the middle. Let me draw the symbol for the earth right here in the middle, which is a circle with a big cross in the middle. It's the earth. Moon. And the sun. Sun, earth, and the moon. And this has to do with the calculation between the three. You can Google if you want more details. I'm staying out of the weeds today. I'm trying. Okay, so what this tells, some people talk about this in the sense of like past lives and what you're supposed to do in this life. Again, I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree on that one a little bit. Sorry. I don't think that's how it works. I very much believe in past lives. I don't like saying too much about this because I worry that I mean, I'm a tarot reader on YouTube, and I always start about past lives. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not buying it. Let's just leave. What other people will say, and what I believe is something similar, is that this north node is, I call it your work order. I'll put that down. Other people will call it lessons you're supposed to learn. Other people might call it karma you're supposed to work off, something like that, and that's there. And then the south node is going to be lessons you've already learned, karma earned, and the people say your past life. Oops, karma earned, past life. Sorry, I missed it there. Okay. All right, so that's what people will say. Okay, so when you come down to Earth, you know, you've got all these abilities and emotional intelligence, and you've got your ability to act and love and be loved and, you know, create and on and on. You've got all of this stuff, but what you're supposed to work on is what your north node is. Are we buffering? Oh, it looks like it's clear on my phone here, so maybe refresh the page. I don't know if that would help. A karmic obligation, some people call it like that. I try to keep it simple, and that is, I just call it a work order. And as far as your south node, that is stuff you're already good at. And I just leave it at that. I think it's too, there are people in this earth who are really suffering and who don't deserve it. And I have trouble with this idea that, well, they deserve it because of their karma from a past life, or their, I don't want anybody to suffer. And so, and I think that we're in a very, you know, the physical world is dark and hard. Can you see what I just posted? At least I can do it with an invisibility cloak in caps. So if you have something to say, just make sure you put it in caps. Hopefully I'll see it. Okay. It's easiest. Just think of it as a work order. This is what you're, do this. Okay, this is your work on this. Okay, and your south node down here, what you are already good at. Okay. And I will circle those two. It's that simple. Work on this. This is what you're already good at. This is, you're good. In this life, you're good, whatever. If you focus on this, what you're already good at, the universe isn't going to work with you. For some reason, because the universe has given you this job. And this is a job, and if you work toward this, it's hard. But it's going to be harder than this, obviously. But the universe is going to help you, and the universe will bend to help you, and you will feel more fulfilled at the end. And it just has to do with the way the energies were interplaying or what have you. But just work on this. That's the key, okay? Now, this is Trumpy, and he's kind of the bane of our existence. But what he is here to do, his work order, is communications. Oops, communications. Okay, and it is in the 10th house of status and career. Okay, that's the earth down there. Just ignore that. Actually, I'm just going to... That's the earth. Ignore that. Okay? So what he's supposed to work on in this life is, all right, you need to focus on your communication in respect to status and career. If you can help other people, that would be awesome, because that's the golden rule. That is the golden rule, because everything is, it's about helping yourself and others. And let me write that down to make sure it's perfectly clear, because you're not supposed to be a complete martyr, but if you are selfish, not going to work either. Helping yourself and others. The job. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay. The job is to help yourself and others. He's here to communicate. And it's related to status and career. And if he can communicate related to status and career, for example, if you think back, there was a time when, believe it or not, I know this is going to sound crazy, but there was a time when people found Trump inspiring. I know he's a con man. I'm not going into that right now. What I'm saying is that there are, he was beloved among rappers for the success he had had. There are, and the art of the deal kind of successful business, and in the sense that it would inspire others. Yeah, he was making a good living illegally. Didn't say it doesn't. Yeah, the negative stuff will come back to haunt you, but he still had the success he had with communicating, because that's what he's here to do. And it was all about him and his tacky gold tower. Okay, what makes him a liar? That has to do with the fact that he has Mercury right here, and it's square. So there's an overload between his Mercury, which is communication, and his Neptune, which is fiction. Great for artists to have a good, strong Mercury and Neptune. I write in my spare time, and I have Mercury and Venus conjunct Neptune. So they're in the same place. So I love artistry, and I communicate. That's my medium for creating fiction. But I know the difference between fiction and reality. But he has this overload of energy. That is the traditional sign of a liar. Okay, so Trump is a communicator. Okay, so we got that. Okay, he's awful. I'm not saying he's not awful. I'm saying that he, like everybody else, got a work order. It is what it is. Let me pull up. Hang on, just 1 second. I'm going to move this for 1 second because I want to go over here. And I want to pull up my own chart. Because, yeah, that's because it's all about me. No, it's so not all about me. I just know a lot about my own chart. Right click. And I can think of, okay, I'm just going to create this one folder because I'm going to dump a few charts in here. There's mine. Let's dump in let's see, hang on. All right. Let's do Halsey and Chris Evans, just because yesterday was Chris Evans' birthday. And I'll do Halsey. Oh no, Tom Cruise. Actually, I don't have Tom Cruise in here. I think I've got Halsey, though. Tom Cruise would be good, too. Halsey. Sorry, guys. It'll take me just a second here. Print. And print. Okay. Open you guys back up. Okay, I'm back here. Sorry, I just don't want to put on the internet where I was born, things like that. All right, look at these charts, and then I'll show you a couple of interesting things because it won't take long. Almost there. All right. Thank you for your... Trump is mentioned in approximately 300 hip-hop songs. I believe it, K. Nelson. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Bridget. Thank you. Seriously, 82 of you who are watching now, I wish I could do more for you than this, because I'm so grateful you've stuck around. I'm really, really grateful. Because I find this interesting, and I hope I can help you. All right, so... All right, first one out of the printer was good old Chris Evans. This is the actor who plays Captain America. Okay. Chris Evans. And yesterday was his birthday. And I know that because today is Trump's. And it just kills me that the fall from an actor who believably plays Captain America to Trump in one day. Obviously, they're born in different years, but still. Okay, so he's a successful actor. He's been in the Marvel universe. He's been in multiple movies. He's had a career in Hollywood for the last 20 years. Successful guy, okay? Successful person. All right, so where is his north node? What is he here to do? Okay, his north node is at 2 degrees and 25 minutes of Leo. Okay. North node, 2 degrees, 25 minutes. Leo. North node, 2 degrees, 25 minutes. So his south node, across from Leo, is Aquarius. Okay. This is so let's see. That is Aquarius. So if that's 0 Aquarius, then 2 degrees, 2.5 degrees would be 1, 2.5, just right there. Just 1, 2.5. All right. So right there is his south node. Okay, so what does this say? What this says, and this is in his 9th house. No, I take it back. This is in his 8th house. Sorry, my mistake. I was looking at the wrong thing. It's on this side of this line. So it is in his 8th house. Okay. Themes of the 8th house. This is, remember this, which is available for free for everybody on Patreon. You don't have to be a patron. You can just go over there and search for astrology and the post will come up. This is your cheat sheet. Okay. 8th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th house right there. 8th house. It's sexuality, death. It's the we're in it together. It's a water sign, so it's emotional. It's ruled by Pluto, which is about power. Intense is the key word of Scorpio, because it is the house of Scorpio. Okay? So it's going to, even though it's Leo, which usually it rules the 5th house of what you create and having fun. And it is the sign of kings and queens. So his north node is in Leo in the 8th house. The sign itself in basically everything takes precedence. What sign something is in is the most important, and then second most is what house is it in. Okay, because this is going to be your background flavor kind of thing. Okay. Because Leo rules the 5th house of what we create, then chances are good that Mr. Successful Actor has been working hard on his work assignment in this life, because he has been successful in creating, right? And in the 8th house of, how do I put this? It's intense emotion. He's using the intense emotions of this house, 8th house. And I hate to even say this, but the truth is that the 8th house and the house, anything to do with Scorpio, quite often can be summed up in 2 words. It's rebirth, it's death and rebirth, and it's death and that. It just is. Okay, so that's he's supposed to create and have fun. And these intense emotions, important, larger than life moments are what he can use in the creation to fulfill his work order in this life. And he's here to learn to be a king. And if you think about it, anybody who is really super, super successful, what is a king? They have people who look up to them. He has a whole army of fans. They are financially successful, but you have to deal with all the garbage that comes along with that. People trying to take advantage of you. People not seeing you for who you are. I believe he's still a bachelor, and everybody talking about wanting to, well, not everybody, but lots and lots and lots and lots of women saying how they want to marry him, because you say way with like Prince William. I mean, I don't know where his North Node is, but it's this. He's here to learn to be a king. He's the older brother. I know he's the oldest boy of the children, and his father was out of the picture a fair amount, so he was kind of the male head of the family kind of thing. So that's his job. Now, down here in Aquarius, the way he grew up in an artistic family, and they shared a lot, and they were all, he and his brothers and sisters, they were all in acting, and they were all, it was a family, but it was like a commune, and all the local kids hung out at his house, and he said things like, if you were arrested for some reason, you called my mom before you called yours. And and he said he was raised by cupcakes. I mean, this humanitarian equality. That's what it's what he grew up with. There was a definite spirit of this in what he grew up in. But that's not what he's here to do. He's good at this. Apparently, everybody says he's a nice guy, he doesn't put on airs, this kind of thing, okay? He's got this down. He already knows how to do this. This is what he's here to do. All right? Now, it becomes, here, I'll just, because I'm me, let me just take off the top of this, because you don't need to know where I was born. Okay. This is my chart. chart. This is the person you're tuning in to listen to. Autumn, or whatever my big, long, complicated first name actually is. Okay. Node. Oh, look, it's right there. North node. So what I do, this is my work order up here, is in Aquarius. Remember how Mr. Evans over here had his Aquarius. He had his south node in Aquarius. Well, I have my north node. And it is at 9 degrees, 19 minutes of Aquarius. North node. Okay, so what's directly across from Aquarius? Leo. Exactly the opposite. So at 9 degrees, 9 degrees, 19 minutes of Leo is my south node. This is in my 9th house. North node is in my 9th house. 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. It's up here. 9th house. It's the house of travel, law, higher education. The key word is we think. It's not just an I communicate or I think, it's a we think. It's learning from others. It's shifting, always learning, okay? This is Sagittarius. It's a fire sign. It's ruled by Jupiter, which makes it all about optimism, luck, expansion, which is what Jupiter's about. But this is travel, big time travel. My father is a Sagittarius, and his favorite game was Go. Go, 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 go. Keep moving. What's in the next horizon? What's over here? What's over there? I need to go talk to people. We need to go, 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 go. Okay? So, that's there. All right? So, 9th house. Travel, law, higher education, higher ed, learning, and publishing. And remember, Aquarius, this is a sign, this is humanitarianism. And equality. Okay. Okay. So this is my work order in this life. I have these different abilities. I have this it's called a stellium. It's 3 or more planets in one place. Right there. Right there. Communicating communicating Mercury. Love what you love, how you love. It's Venus. Neptune is fiction, basically. Arts. So these are the different abilities and strengths I may have, but this is my work order. I'm supposed to focus on humanitarianism and equality, and I am supposed to use things like publishing books, publishing videos, publishing, higher learning. I am constantly reading and learning and learning and learning and learning. And I have so many books. All of the moving companies have always complained about how many books I have. I have a ton of books. Always learning, right? And as long as I focus on what do I talk about when I'm here? I talk about I talk about the fact that 10% of my company's income before expenses goes to an established charity. And I talk about how we are all parts of the divine. We are all pieces of the divine. We are in this together. If I am certain that focus on this, use my talents in this direction, using my knowledge, then I will be doing what I am here to do. Now my south node down here in Leo, it's a south node. So what this is saying is I'm not here to be a queen. I'm not here. I was actually, my parents are alphas, let's put it that way. And growing up with them, yes, it was, dealing with my parents sometimes was like trying to row an ocean liner. And they raised us to be forceful and strong. And I would get in trouble if I didn't stand up for myself. And I was raised to be this Leo. If you were arrested, do not call my parents. Do not whatever Mr. Evans had with his cup. I was raised by cupcakes. Oh, I was so not. Okay, but I can draw on this if I need to. But I'm not supposed to. Focus on this. I can use these abilities to lead, to start a channel, to gather people around me. But I'm here to focus on this and to use these abilities to do this. Okay? Now, it can get even more interesting. I'm almost done. Don't worry. It can get even more interesting because you're not just going to, just had it, where was it? You are not just going to have, oh, there it is, a north and south node just kind of hanging out there. On these charts, I don't have it set up to, I don't have it set up to show the aspects between the north node and other things, but your north node, it definitely is going to form aspects with other things in your chart, and that will those are other things you can use to accomplish your work. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I don't know what. I'm not sure how much you saw, but this is I'm talking about the chart of Halsey, and she's a singer, and this is not about what kind of person she is. This is about what her work order is. Okay, her work order in this life. Now hers is interesting because she has got. Let me just draw some lines here. All right. There is her north node at degrees, 33 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to say the degrees. It's Jupiter, 14 degrees. Venus, 14 degrees. Ascendant, 15 degrees. It's all right there. It's all right there on her ascendant. Okay? The Venus gives her she is fair of face, because your ascendant is what you present to the world. Jupiter, it can either make you extremely lucky, or it can make you a gas bag, or both. I'm not judging this woman. I'm saying this is what's here. Her north node is with literally a minute, it's not even a degree away, it's a minute away from her ascendant. And I've explained before that anything on these major angles, the midheaven, descendant, IC, or ascendant, it's like a magnifying glass. Okay? This is what she's here to do. She is here to present herself to the world. Tom Cruise has this same thing where he has his north node right on his ascendant. Do not, for the sake of your health, do not try to stand between someone who has this aspect and a camera. Because this is not only what they're here to do, but they are going to do it. And many of these people, even though South Node is, what you're used to, or what you were raised with, or, and this is more difficult. But yeah, in front of a camera, presenting herself to the world, that's what she's here to do. And she has got some serious powerhouse planets to aid her in this. This is Scorpio. We explained this earlier. This is the sign of life and death, phoenix moments, death and the other word. Using these themes. And it is right on her ascendant, which is really about the first house, which is your physical self. So she is using first house, her physical self, okay? She's using her physical self and this intense emotion Scorpio, first house, physical self, using intense emotion. And that's what she's here to do. And that will help others, and that will inspire, as long as she is using it, like the rest of us, to help yourself and others. All right. So, Trump, in the meantime, when it started being all about him, which it always has been, but to some extent it just became more and more and more and more about him, more obviously about him, that's where it starts falling apart. Because both of these, you have to be able to help yourself and others and yourself. Okay? Now, that Cosmo article, which is just a nice, simple, will give you some nice, good ideas here. The problem is it didn't give me the URL. So hang on. If I just type in, whoops, Cosmopolitan Magazine, North Node. This is, I believe, the second listing here is North and South Node placements in your birth chart. And if I get this, I believe that, yeah, I think this is it. All right, let me just put this link in the chat. I know I've lost like 20 people or more. Okay, there's the link. Okay. If you go there, you can scroll down and it'll give you both. It will tell you more about if what sign, what it means if your north node is in these different signs. And then farther down, it'll tell you what happens if the node is in the different houses. Okay? The sign is more important, but this gives you more information on how to accomplish what you're here to do. If any of these seem negative, it's probably nodes in the houses, north node, second house, south node, eighth house. Here it says sex can be your undoing, just saying. That has to do with the south node in the eighth house, which is the house of Scorpio. Which means if you focus on eighth house, intense emotions, death, and that word, you're going to have trouble in life. But if you focus on the second house, and remember, second house, again, this is free over on my Patreon. The links are in the description box. Second house, right here. It's a house of, second house, house of values and valuables. If you focus on, it's the house of Taurus, ruled by Venus, what and how we love. If you focus on what and how you love, your values, sticking to your values, maybe some physical making things, it could be making money. Valuables could be growing things. It's an earth sign, those kind of themes. You can always find lists of keywords online for different signs. If you focus here, you're going to have success in life. Remember, because you said if your north node is here, if your south node is here, and you focus on these areas, you're gonna start running into problems, because the universe gave you a work order. Okay. All right. So that's it for me for today. All right. I hope that made sense. All right. So you guys hang in there, and I'll be back tomorrow to answer your political tarot questions. I hope your day goes really well. All right. You take care. All right. Bye-bye.